Hey there, buddy. Have you heard about the latest Spider-Man 3 news?
No, I have not. Please, Kermit, tell me about the Spider-Man 3 news.
Well, you see, they asked Tom Holland about the story of the new movie, and he said he couldn't say anything about it because it's a secret.
Well, do you know what this means?
It means it's a Spider-Verse movie!
I am so excited. This is really happening. My childhood dreams are coming true. I must now take to Twitter to tell everybody about the news fact that you have told me. Thank you, Kermit.
So I gotta admit, I really do enjoy discussing a good rumor. Talking about how likely the rumor is, how it will probably come into play, the source it comes from, how reliable it is, and MCU Spider-Man 3 has been absolutely rumor crazy. People have been going absolutely nutso with the rumors surrounding this one particular film. But I think there's evidence now that we're all getting way too carried away with this, and we now need to take on a bit of a wait and see mentality. Because at this point, we might as well start pulling rumors out of our asses. And there have been instances when I've been talking about what this movie might be, and people have said, oh my god, you're so stupid. The movie's gonna be this now. I've got people literally poking fun at my intelligence for not immediately jumping onto bandwagons. And lately, we've got some prime examples of bandwagons. Oh yes, we have. But first, let's talk about what is confirmed. Or at least to my knowledge confirmed anyway. Number 1, Jamie Foxx will be returning as Electro in this movie. Right, so that sounds like it could be leading to a potential Spider-Verse film, but Jamie Foxx has clarified that he will not be retaining his appearance from The Amazing Spider-Man 2, implying the possibility of him playing a different take of Electro, just like J.K. Simmons did with Jameson in Spider-Man Far From Home. Also returning is Alfred Molina as Dr. Octopus, and I would imagine he will be getting the same treatment. Again, nothing that confirms a Spider-Verse film, but still an actor from a different version of this property reprising his role in the new reboot. Which is pretty uncharacteristic when it comes to reboots, but hey, maybe J.K. Simmons returning as Jameson started something. Kevin Feige has also hinted that this film will tie in directly with Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, as well as WandaVision, and will be to some extent exploring the multiverse. Now, we don't know for sure what the multiverse consists of when it comes to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It could easily be a multiverse project that isn't a Spider-Verse project. Or if there is a Spider-Verse project, that doesn't implicitly mean that we will be seeing Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. We could be seeing a brand new set of Spider-Men for this version of the film. As I say, not ruling it out, but not jumping on the bandwagon either. But here we come to the big major bandwagons, which are kind of grinding my gears just a little bit here, because they're just clear examples of people kind of setting themselves up for disappointment. So a recent bandwagon that I've been noticing a number of people jumping onto, especially on social media websites like Twitter and such, is twisting the words of actors involved in these movies during interviews. So Zendaya was on the Jimmy Kimmel Show, and he kept dropping hints about a Spider-Verse film, asking, will we be seeing Tobey Maguire? Will we be seeing Andrew Garfield? And she played very coy about it. She didn't really give any kind of answer, having really very much a I can neither confirm or deny kind of attitude towards it. And then more recently, Tom Holland was asked if it were a Spider-Verse movie, if we would be seeing a return of Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, and he said, no, well, not to his knowledge anyway. If they are in the film, then, you know, he doesn't know about it yet. They must be keeping it from him, but it is very much a continuation of the Spider-Man films that they've been making previously. Now, what people have very much taken from this is that they didn't say no. They didn't confirm, but they didn't deny. Tom Holland also quipping about how if this is the case, he doesn't know about it yet, does play into the whole narrative of Tom Holland spoiling things that they've been really pushing. So online and amongst Marvel fans, Tom Holland has a reputation for accidentally dropping spoilers about the latest MCU films. And there's a lot of different publicity spin that Marvel don't let him read the scripts in advance for this very reason. Now, a question I would really appreciate an answer to in the comments section below is, as of this moment right now, do you actually believe this to be true? Do you believe that Tom Holland legitimately has a reputation amongst Marvel Studios and Disney for being the guy that drops the spoilers? Do you think he's genuinely doing this by accident? I would really appreciate hearing what you think as of right now before I go on to the next bit. So yeah, do comment that. Anyway, so basically this is all publicity spin. This is done because they want to push Tom Holland as someone that you like, someone that can relate to the fans viewing these films. So the idea is to present him as someone who is just as excited as you are, someone who cares about these characters just as much as you do, and for all we know he does. But he's not this excitable little fanboy that keeps accidentally dropping the spoilers. And realistically, he's not the guy that phoned Bob Iger at the time there was the split up about the Spider-Man film rights and said we gotta think about the fans. That was this big win-win publicity stunt. I'm not saying that the Sony and Disney split was a publicity stunt, but the whole thing of Tom Holland going, Bob Iger, think of the fans, and Bob Iger being like, you're right, we must think of the fans. And the idea that these big studio corporate giants came together for you, the fans, it's all just terrific publicity. Do you know what would actually happen if Tom Holland dropped a spoiler about the upcoming Spider-Man film? Or any film, for that matter. He would be liable for legal consequences. Before getting into these contracts and into these movies, he is required to sign a non-disclosure agreement, an NDA. And if he breaks that NDA, he is in deep shit. And I mean deep, 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 deep shit. If breaking NDAs were a light-hearted offense, and there were no real consequences to the point where you could get a reputation as being that kid that keeps accidentally spoiling the movies, God bless him, you would think there would be more disgruntled movie stars just tweeting out secrets about the film because they're pissed off after a long day of shooting and, I don't know, maybe they didn't get along well with the director. You'd think that lighting guy that got yelled at by Christian Bale would be like, ah, fuck this, okay, so here's the ending of the film. No. NDAs are serious shit. If they let anything slip about this film's plot before they're supposed to, they are in big legal gumbo. They will be in a proverbial chamber pot of liquid, boiling hot acid shit. Their careers probably over, them sued to the ever-loving fuck. So no, that doesn't happen. But then there's the question, if it's not a Spider-Verse film, why do they not deny it? Probably a part of their contract is that they have to sell this movie. They have to play a role in the PR of this movie. And any film, up until anything's revealed, they will pretty much say anything to get your ass in that theater seat when the film comes out. Or, you know, provided the situation's gotten better by then. If not, watching on a streaming service, you get me, get out of my face. If they come out right now and say, this film is not a Spider-Verse movie, there's a good chance that a number of people will no longer want to see the film. There's a number of Spider-Man fans that are disenfranchised by the MCU version, and if they're not pleased by anything they hear at this stage, then they're just not gonna watch it. And I know that makes up a small minority. And I know at the end of the day, it's a Spider-Man film, but remember, they want to optimize these things. They want to get as much money out of us as humanly possible. That's business. But you know what you're thinking, they're gonna have to come clean about it at some point if it isn't a Spider-Verse film. And yes, if it isn't a Spider-Verse film, we'll know, but we will know when they have something else to show us instead. They're going to be trying to present this thing as the most exciting Spider-Man film they can possibly make. So even if right now we are expecting a Spider-Verse film, they are hoping that when we get our first glimpse of that film that they're making, it will be more exciting to us than our originally conceived Spider-Verse idea would have been. They hope anyway. But right now, I'm not talking for their sake. I'm not trying to say, oh, Spider-Man 3 is in an unenviable position. It might make only $1 billion instead of $2 billion. I'm saying this because I know Spider-Man fans. I know fan culture. I myself am a fan, and I know how worked up we can all get, and I'm trying to learn from my experiences with this. But I'm also just trying to say to you guys, just keep your expectations where the confirmations are at. Heck, I wouldn't even say get excited about Electro and Dr. Octopus because we don't know what kind of capacity they're going to be at the film at. These could just be fleeting cameos for all we know. Or if Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield and all that jazz all get cast, it could just be for an after credits. Looking at the state of things right now, I wouldn't put a lot of money on this being a Spider-Verse film. There are indications that it could be, and there are indications that it couldn't be. And I know that there's going to be someone in the comments that brings up one of two things. There will be the Andrew Garfield takeaway delivery in Atlanta, and just, do you have any idea how easy it is to fake that? And then there are the alleged pics of Tobey Maguire at a costume fitting. And, I mean, how do many of us even know what a costume fitting looks like? This is just a dude outside a tent. How do you know it's even for MCU Spider-Man 3? It could be, but I'm just not jumping on the bandwagon. Please don't think I'm a buzzkill, but I'm not gonna set myself up for disappointment with unrealistic expectations, no matter how many alleged insiders say otherwise. So, yeah, don't be this guy.
Well, that wasn't what I was expecting.
I am so disappointed. It was not a Spider-Verse movie after all. Marvel really does not get Spider-Man. Let's go, Kermit. I really hope the rights go to Sony because I am done with these stupid movies. Spider-Man, more like Iron Boy Jr. Am I right? Such an original joke. Hey, you, I have a question to ask you. Did you know that only 26% of the people watching these videos are subscribed? Well, now you do. Let me ask you another question now. Why do you have to be such a fucking prick? Can't you just do a struggling artist a favor and subscribe? Maybe hit the Patreon link too. Thanks, man. It seems I may have judged you too harshly. You're all right in my book. Now,